All right, everybody, welcome back to Rubbing Dirt. Today we got Grayson Wooten here. I am saying that correct, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, first off, 12 feature wins coming in fourth. I've talked to Justin. Justin said that you recently got into this. Um,
Yeah.
why did you choose tuners out of all classes?
Uh, really, my dad, he was trying to get me to do something on the weekends other than go around and get in trouble with my friends. So he just chose the cheapest class, something that he could afford, and that's how we really got started in it.
All right. So, now, I gotta ask because I couldn't find you anywhere that I could message you, and I had to go through, I think, your dad or somebody to get
Yes,
a
sir.
hold of you. Uh, I couldn't message you, but I seen you were in a football uniform. Are you still in high school too?
Yes, sir. I'm 16 years old. I'm a junior in high school.
16 years old and already placing fourth in the nationals.
Yes, sir.
After this just being something just so you didn't get into trouble.
Yes.
Now, that that's definitely got to be a challenge because I know Friday nights is football, and then Friday, Saturday it's racing as well.
Yes, sir.
So, do you just go from playing on the field to, hey guys, a great win. Let's go out to the track now. I got to go win another one.
I've done that once or twice. Yes, sir.
that that works perfect. I seen that and I was like, man, that's crazy. That's a hectic schedule. And I knew you had to be young. Um, you're plastered everywhere. You win not only a spot on the top five, but you also take the Southern Region Championship, which is amazing. Um, you know, I don't want to say that it's a fluke because you told her Justin told me rather that you're the one that kind of taught him a little bit about how to exploit the points and get a little bit more points here and there.
Yes.
So uh, you already went over my first two questions, but I'm gonna ask this question, and you may find it funny, you may not, but the rules and how the rules are set up right now. Do you feel as though it's too easy to exploit it and win the national championship or make it up to that level? Or do you feel as though there's still a perfect balance to it?
Honestly, I think it's perfect balance. It's just, it depends on the driver and how they can handle the car.
Oh, more than definitely. Um, I know there's a lot of different people there on both sides of the fence. Um, I'm not going to specifically name names, but when you go down the list just from an average fan and you see that somebody has got more wins than this person, but yet but they're not there on it up in the top five, I understand their frustrations, but there's a lot more that goes into the rules than just wins.
Right.
Of course, wins are what gets you known and recognized and loved by everyone, but you got to act like you're a little bit of an underdog sometimes.
Yes, sir. That is completely true.
Now, if you had to choose out of everybody you race against out on the tracks, who would you say your biggest competitor or rival that drives you to race better and be better is?
That would be Justin Converse.
Of course, it'd be Justin.
Yes, sir.
So now there's an old school term I heard growing up called the track daddy. I asked Justin if he considers himself the Southern track daddy since he taught people. He said, I don't know about track daddy, but I definitely know I can help people out here and there when they need them. Do you feel as
I,
though Justin helps a little bit more than he should, or do you think he keeps the best secrets for himself?
Honestly, it could go both ways. He's helped us a lot whenever I started racing last year, and he pretty much kind of taught me everything I really know up to this point in time. But I would definitely consider him a track daddy.
He definitely track daddy. All right. Well, when I get to re-interview him, I will definitely let him know. Hey, you said you're not track daddy, but Grayson says you're track daddy.
Or,
um, you and Justin race around the same area, obviously. So does that mean you share the same favorite track? If so, why? Why is your favorite track what it is?
actually, we race weekly together. Every weekend, we'll be racing together tonight. Matter of fact, and we race at Diamond Park Speedway in Nashville, Arkansas.
Nice. So you guys are racing tonight as
Yes, sir.
well?
Yes, sir.
Well, I might have to catch you both after the race then.
Yeah. Uh, that's just where I started at. Really, like last year was my first year. I think I started in April. And first night out, I went out there and won. And then ever since then, I've just been going back there weekly.
That's a good reason to keep going back. I mean,
Yes, sir.
place you get your start, first place you get your win. Now, obviously, again, you're 16 years old. This is crazy. There is people who get in at 16. They race a couple races here and there, but they don't want to give up every single weekend to go have fun with their friends. But you made it to the Nationals. So, what would you say is the biggest reason why you choose to do dirt track racing on top of football nonstop?
I really like racing because I I get to go out. I have family, like who I consider family at the racetrack that I see every weekend. I just love spending time with all of them. And when I could be out getting in trouble with my friends, but I'm at the racetrack every weekend and just enjoying myself. I enjoy racing more than I do hanging out with friends.
That's a pretty strong alibi too. If anybody ever tries to allege anything about you,
Yes.
um, who would you say out of your racing career, as short as it's been so far, is your biggest supporter?
Oh, my dad, 100%. He has backed everything that, like every car I've ever had, he's bought for me, and he's there every weekend. He brings the car to the track, and we work on it together, and we pretty much just do everything together. Really.
Now I know I used to butt heads with my old man working on vehicles. You guys have that little bit in the shop too. You butt heads a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's just part of it. To be honest with you.
I think that's just part of growing up with a dad, huh?
Yes, sir.
Now, next year, are you still planning on running tuners? And if so, are you gonna try to come after Oliver's title?
Next year I'll be running an Arkansas factory stop, and I'm gonna keep this car that I have now for big money races, like 1,000 to wins, 500 to wins. I'm gonna bring my tuner to the track along with my Arkansas factory stop, and I'm gonna be running both cars that night.
Okay, so you already have saved up some money, it sounds like, and went up to another class. So, do you
Yes,
feel as though tuners are going to take a back seat to you racing then? It's not going to be the main priority anymore, or do you think you're going to go out and still try to race for the national title for tuner and for your other stock car?
Honestly, I think it's just gonna take a back seat, and we're just gonna try to go pick up some extra money whenever it comes up, because at this point in time, if we win, we make $100 in tuners at my track.
All right. Now, I know football's got to be a good portion of your life too.
Yes, sir.
Have you tried to convert any of the big offensive linemen to come out there and hey, just come turn the wheel a couple times?
I have not, but I've let my cousin race my car one time. Well, I say race it. He hot lapped it after the races, and he absolutely loved it.
So then, with that being said, do you think if you're taking a back seat to the tuner, you might let him every now and again try to race that car and race up there and gain the same popularity as you?
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. I mean, look, family is family racing, and track family and your personal family. I mean, those are two of the biggest things, obviously, that come in your life. Um, if there wasn't any kind of sort of issues with, school scheduling or financial, anything kind of like that, what class would you absolutely just be died over to run?
I would absolutely love to run a super late model.
See, everybody goes to the late models.
Yeah, I actually have one. I won it at the 2021 awards banquet for Diamond Park last year. I won it January of 2022, and I have yet to put it on track yet.
Nice.
Yes.
So, you just feel as though your experience there with it's not quite ready for it?
Not yet. I think I'm going to drive my Arkansas factory stock next year and get a feel for it, and then eventually move up to the late model that I have.
So now that you know about how to do the point system a little better, moving up into there, you're still going to be going to USRA sanctioned races for your stock car. You think you're going to be up there top 5 here in the next year, 2 years of running that?
Oh, I have no clue, to be honest with you.
Is that the hope?
That is definitely the hope, that's for sure.
So it's definitely going to be something that, you continue to do well into majority of your life.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know you're a lot younger than me. You play video games, obviously, every now and again.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the NASCAR Heat games?
I actually have NASCAR Heat 4, but the game I've really been playing here lately is the World of Outlaws game.
See, that's what I was going to ask you. But, you know how they've got the road course?
Yes, sir.
If somebody came out there and they got the USRA to sanction it, and they made a dirt road course, would that be something that you were open to running?
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to.
See, I asked the question to the other guys, and they're like, I think I might try it once, and I don't think I would do it again.
Yeah, if you don't know the track, it could be scary.
It could be. Again, 16, I knew you were young. I didn't think you were that young.
Yes.
When I started hearing, hey, I got a buddy, he likes to follow up on dirt track. He's like, hey, man, down here in the southern region, we got a kid down here named Grayson. He's absolutely been tearing up the track. You should try to get him to talk. I was like, well, I'm going to go check him out. I'm going to see where he landed on the standings. I was like, holy crap, he actually landed 4th. That was the plan, was to talk to the top 5. So I'm going to talk to him regardless of you telling me to go talk to him or not.
Yes, sir. I actually, for about 2 or 3 months, the national points until Oliver finally caught up and passed me, him and Justin.
Now, Justin's the track daddy. Oliver's the champion. They finished 1 and 2. Do you think maybe if you were to return to tuners, you could beat the track daddy?
Oh, I feel like I could.
Other than just on the regional points, you could beat him at the national level?
Yeah, actually, when we went up there to Lucas Oil for the Nationals, me and Converse ran 3rd and 4th on the second night we raced, and we were bumper to bumper the whole race. So I feel like if I had more experience on that track, I could use what I could. Like, I adapt to tracks quickly.
So not only does Justin drive you to be a better competitor and a better racer, but he's also the person that helps you get a good start in this and helped you find your way. And he told me you ended up teaching him about the points. How did that conversation go? Because he's got all this experience running these, and then here you come, and you're like, hey, you know, you could do this and probably get more points.
Oh, I don't know why he told you that. He's the one that's been teaching me. He's got a buddy that runs the points that he told me about, and he told me that if Justin said that if he pulls off in the heat race and starts at the back of the feature, you could get more passing points. And I think that's how he passed me, was starting at the back of every feature. And me, I was starting at the front, and he was starting at the back, so he was getting more passing points than I was. And he eventually caught up to me and passed me by doing all that.
And I may have misunderstood him. I actually, when I interviewed him, we had some technical difficulties due to it storming up here, and none of my audio decided, hey, we're gonna record for you. So, the 6 drivers, again, I apologize to them. The 6 drivers that I did the interviews with and took about 45 minutes to 30 minutes out of your time, I've rescheduled. But so far, it's the tuners that have been put out here on Spotify and Anchor. You know, those are the 2 places that people are going to be able to find these.
Right.
What does racing mean to you, and what would your life be without racing?
Oh, Lord. That's a loaded question. Racing, to me, is pretty much everything I live for. Like, during the week at school, if I'm not doing anything, I'm watching tuner races to see what I can do better and how I can change my line or change the way I drive. And I talk to Justin almost 24/7 about what he does, how he does stuff, and how I could do stuff better, like how I could drive better. But racing to me is everything.
So it'd be a very dull life without racing.
It would be a life full of trouble.
Be a life full of trouble. Now, would you say if you had an ultimatum given to you whether you got to choose the football or the racing? Obviously, racing's a lot of importance to you, but do you think you would give up racing if you got a better opportunity for football?
No, sir.
So not even if somebody like Alabama or Arkansas State come down and was like, hey, we're going to grant you a full ride scholarship, but you can't ever get behind the wheel of a race car while you do it.
It's an instant no. No, sir.
It's an instant no. So, how is your guys' football team doing this year?
Actually, I think we finished the season 5-3, and we went to the playoffs, and everybody that I've talked to about the game told us that the refs were one-sided. We actually played Mountain View in Mountain View, Arkansas, and we played them, and I think the final score was like 18-34.
No, but I got to ask this because I played football whenever I was in high school. What position did you play? Or do you play?
You're going to laugh. I'm 5'6" and 140 pounds, and I play nose.
You play nose? You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to laugh at that because I played corner and I'm 5'6" and weighed 170 pounds.
Wow.
It's just something about hitting somebody, you know? Just
Love it.
Love it.
Yes,
you know, I can't speak to the credibility enough of, you know, the support you've been given. When I was trying to find you, I was scrolling through and I was finding people left and right talking about how proud they are of you. You know, you got an amazing family that's constantly talking about you. You've become a little bit of a symbol for younger generations of drivers, whether you know that or not yet. There are people around you who, when they hear that you're 16, they're going to be like, well, if he can do it at 16, you know, I just need the good, right people to get behind me, and I could try to be out there and do it just the same as him. And you know, that's a huge thing. So not only are you doing something that's not commonly done by racing tuners and hitting that national peak level and being selected as one of the top drivers for your class, but you're also inspiring the younger generations to get out there earlier on the track and not wait.
Yes, sir. I actually have a buddy, Clay Gardner. He's 11 years old, and that kid is gonna be something special. You just remember that name, Clay Gardner.
We got it here first. Clay Gardner. Next one's gonna be him. When everybody retires and Grayson moves on away from the tuners, we got our next national champion.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna put all the pressure on him heavy. Now, what kind of special traditions or kind of family traditions do you have with your family for a race day? Is there anything special you guys do before a race or after a race that it's just become that's the way we're going to do things, whether we run first or we run 15th?
Absolutely. We go to a road mark, just a little old gas station, and we get chicken after every race, regardless of how our night went. We will stop every night. And before we go to the track, I have to get 2 bug juices. I started that whenever I started racing, and I have not quit it yet.
That is a unique tradition.
Yes.
I honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't remember the last time I had a bug juice.
They ain't changed a single bit.
I know my son really likes them, but
People laugh at me for it, but I tell them, hey, I can do myself. I'm good. I like it.
Obviously, racing, you obviously are probably a racing fan of NASCAR and stuff. So I'm going to ask you this one question because there's a young driver. We won't name names because we don't want to make any fan base angry. But Tyler Gibbs, what would you say, did you have kind of any kind of those reactions when you started, you feel as though you got raced a little bit dirty here and there, so you kind of retaliated, or in the heat of the moment kind of stuff? Would you say you had any of those moments that you had to kind of bite back and look at and go no, or have your family kind of pretty well kept you centered and said, hey, it's going to happen, you're going to get rubbed out there, you can't always take it personal?
Right. Yes, I've had quite a few of those moments here and there. Like, here about 2 or 3 months ago, I was running. Well, actually, I'm just going to tell you anyway. It was me and Justin Converse in a heat race.
This is going to be an interesting interview with Justin.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling everything out on it.
We're gonna add this question. Why do you like picking on 16-year-olds?
For real. I think we both just wanted to get first, and neither one of us were willing to give up each other's lines, so we just kept hitting each other and beating and banging and dooring each other. But on the flip side of that, me and Converse have went out and absolutely had the funnest time of our life. We would throw sliders on each other every corner. We'd do that for 3 or 4 laps, and then somebody would start leading, and then the other person would get up front, and we didn't care who finished first or second. We was out there having a blast.
Next time he races you like that, you should just take a big old clump of mud, walk up, and just paint a number 2 on him.
I've done that before. I've taken mud off my car and put a big old 76 on his hood because that's my number.
So that's your autograph. That's your mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think everybody, when they hear dirt track racing, they think, why would you go spend your time down at a dusty, dirty, muddy, grimy area, when you could be indoors watching TV or hanging out with some of your friends, going out to parties? What would you say is the biggest draw to a dirt track for you, other than just the racing?
probably the smell of racing fuel. That is, I absolutely love it. And you can go out there and you can find all kinds of girls. Everybody calls me pretty boy because I always have 5 or 6 girls at my trailer.
Now, why you got so many girls in your trailer? I thought you were trying to stay out of trouble.
Well, you see what happened was.
See, what happened was I won a couple races and then they started asking for the number.
That's exactly right.
They no longer were satisfied with just 67. They had to get the rest of it. Ladies, I'm not giving you his phone number. Don't call me. Now, these obviously probably girls at your school too. So, you know.
No, I've never seen any of the girls at my school at a racetrack.
You have never seen. You are the number 4 national ranked driver in a class, and you haven't gotten a single girl to go. So you know what you need to do? You need to tell them, hey, you ever want to go to prom with me? You got to show up at least 6 races and support me through it.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Instantly, you find the one that's willing to do that. You found a partner for life.
Oh yeah. Most of the girls at my school are like, "Oh, I don't want to go get dirty. Like, why would I want to do that? It's the best time you'll ever have in your life."
Best time you'll ever have in your life, you know. And after you see your boyfriend win, look, get to come on down there, celebrate, get your picture taken, get to feel like a winner too.
Yeah. But
So
most people understand that.
it works out for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know, 16, they're still. You said you're a junior now.
Yes, sir.
So what are the plans after, you know, school for you?
I'm probably gonna go to like a trade school or something and try to become a lineman.
Okay. Now, obviously, you know, you couldn't have made it this far without your strong support. So is there any sponsors or anybody out there that you would like to say thank you to?
I would love to say thank you to B Truck and Trailer for sponsoring my oil. And Parker's Logan in Ashdown. That's Shannon Parker, respectively. And Livingston Trucking.
Those are your main sponsors.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I knew it could be. I knew by the message I got back from your dad. Did you ever think that somebody would want to interview you?
No, sir. I've been nervous all day.
You've been Why have you been nervous? We're all human.
I'm not much of a talker.
Well, neither is my dog, but she's still sitting here with you. She's actually curled up in a little ball. She's like, okay, yep, this is how we're working today. Now, I thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is 16-year-old phenomenon Grayson Wooten, a.k.a. Pretty Boy. Looking forward to seeing what you do next year, man. Hopefully, you know, we stay in touch. I'll check in with you every 3 or 4 races and see how your season's going. Keep everybody updated, you know.
That sounds great.
Maybe by this time next year, we're talking about you in another class for reaching national championship points. And maybe Papa Bear will not be so hesitant to be like, why you want something to do with him.
Yeah.
So,
I appreciate the interview, sir.
It's not a problem. We love talking to everybody, and we love giving the strong support to everyone. So, again, Grayson Wooten, everybody, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.